Hello everyone and welcome back to another server tutorial. It's been a while. In the first tutorial I taught us how to use Paper and how to set up a local host Paper server, and today I'm going to show you guys how to set up a really awesome plugin on the Paper server that you guys maybe created using my last tutorial. So welcome back to another server tutorial. Today we are going to be going over SBA Screaming Sandals Developments Bedwars plugin. We're going to be going over the regular Bedwars plugin as well as to add SBA Hypixelify. Both plugins have been discontinued, however there are still ways to get them onto your newest 1.17 server, which is what I'm about to go over, so stick around if you're interested in learning how to do that. Alright, with that being said, let's jump into it and let's learn how to use this really awesome plugin that brings a great Bedwars game right to your very own server. Alright, so here I am on my server, and if I do /plugins, you'll see I have a whole host of plugins running, but I'm running 4 core ones that are specific for what I'm about to teach you guys today. So I have things set up with Multiverse, is how I have things set up. So you're going to need, I guess, 5 really essential plugins to get this to work in 1.17. So the first is Bedwars, the second is SBA, the third is Multiverse Core, and then we also need Via Backwards and Via Version. So those are the 5 key plugins that you're going to need to follow along with today, and I'll link them all in the description below. So with that being said, what we're going to do now is we are going to pop on over to Google Chrome, and we're going to take a look at the different plugins we need real fast. Let's do that right now. All right, so here we are on my Google Chrome screen. And so the first plugin I have pulled up is Screaming Bedwars, and this is the straight Bedwars that you're going to need. And then this is all on Spigot except for Multiverse Core, which is on Bucket. But yeah, so this is right here, and what we have here is the download. Now you can download the latest version, but in order for this to work with SBA, which is the Hypixel add-on, we actually need an older version of Screaming Bedwars because the newest version of Screaming Bedwars no longer works. So you're going to want to have to go into version history and make sure you download version 0.2.18. That is the last version of Screaming Bedwars that the Hypixelify, or the SBA for Screaming Bedwars, is compatible with. So yeah, if you want to download this right here, make sure you download SBA, the latest version, and make sure you also download 0.2.18 for the regular Bedwars plugin. Now, why do I have you guys installing Via Version and Via Backwards? Well, Via Version and Via Backwards allow us to cross-connect, just like we can do on a server like Hypixel, between different versions of Minecraft. Now, why is this important? The SBA plugin has been discontinued, and what that means is that it's no longer working with any of the more recent versions of the Screaming Bedwars plugin. So how do we work around that? There's a great way to do it. If you use a Paper 1.16.5 server with Via Version and Via Backwards together, you can create a server where you have Java 11 and a version in which SBA is compatible and still be able to connect with 1.17. Because SBA is not, although it says it is here, SBA is not compatible, nor does it work with 1.17. It needs Java 11 to run, which came in 1.16.5, and it also needs the Bedwars 0.2.18. And so by using Via Version and Via Backwards, we're able to get out of 1.17 into 1.16.5, where SBA does work with that Minecraft version and still connect with newer versions. Alright, so now that you've installed all your plugins and you did all of that, we can now go and start getting ready for the server. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import a world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly do mv import and then case sensitive the name of the world folder, which is Lighthouse. And I also have to set it to be normal and enter. So once it's imported, we can do mvtp. These are all multiverse commands, by the way. So /mv import space the world name, case sensitive, and then normal, and then /mvtp the world name, again case sensitive, and that'll actually take us to the world. You can see we have a map here that is kind of prepared for this was actually prepared for the first version of the server I had before I got Hypixelify working, but now that we have that working, we're going to rearrange some of this. But yeah, so here we are. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add the arena. So we're going to do /bw arena, or sorry, bw admin, the name of the arena, so whatever we want to call the arena. So I'm going to call Lighthouse and then add and hit enter, and it'll say arena added. Then from there, we kind of need to define the area of our region similar to world edit. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly down here, and I'm going to go to the point I want to be like the lowest point on my map. So I'd call that about here, let's say, and we'll fly out backwards until I'm encompassing both sides. I'd say that's about good right there. So then we'll do bw admin Lighthouse, right? So I have another thing called Amazon, but so we're working with Lighthouse, and then we're going to do Lighthouse POS1. Enter. So then we're going to fly up to about the height we want, and we're just going to go, I don't want players to build any higher than this, and then we're just going to fly straight to the opposite corner of the map. Again, making sure that we are behind the back corners of both of these islands here. And then we're going to do the same command, and we're going to change it, though, this time to POS2. And hit enter. So from there, we need to set the lobby and the spectator spawns. So the lobby spawn is going to be up here, and this is going to be where the players are waiting once they get in the game. So we're going to do BW admin. Everything's going to start with BW admin. Then we're going to go to Lighthouse and lobby and hit enter. And it'll say lobby spawn successfully set. From there, we're going to fly underneath, find somewhere where spectators can spawn. So it has to be within your lobby or within your arena bounds. So let's say I want spectators to spawn, I don't know, let's just say over here, because I can't go right up there, so we'll just put them here. So /bw admin Lighthouse spec and enter. And then from there, now we've set our lobby spawns as well as our spectator spawns. So from here, we need to start adding teams. So in order to add teams, we're going to do /bw admin Lighthouse team add, and then we're going to pick the name of the team, so red team. Then we're going to pick the color, so we want red team to be red, and then how many players that team gets. So I'm going to make this a doubles map, so I will put 2, but you can pick 1, 2, 4, or 8. So I'm going to put 2, and I'm pretty sure you can put custom numbers, but those are obviously the recommended. And then we're going to click enter, and it'll see that team red was successfully created with color red and maximal player count of 2. So now I'm going to quickly go through and do that for the rest of the teams, and then we'll be all set. So here we go. Alright, so at this point what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've added every team to the area here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up the spawn points and the beds for each team. So you can see kind of in here I've prepared these little wool spots that show you your team color, and that's where players spawn. So I'm going to kind of stand in the middle where I want it to be, and then I will do this. I will slash BW admin lighthouse, because that's the map we're working on. And then we're going to go team spawn and then the team name. So this is red team. I'm gonna hit enter. So that will successfully set the spawn wherever I was standing. Now for the bed, you're going to look at the bed and you're going to basically use the same command, but here where we say spawn, we're going to get rid of that and change it to bed and hit enter while looking at the bed, and it will set this as the bed of red team. So now all you have to do to set the rest of the spawns is go around to every base and do the same thing. So here we go, we're going to do that now. Alright, so now that we've gone and set all of our beds and spawn points, what we are going to do is we're now going to go ahead and we're going to do shops and generators. So I originally reconfigured this map to be for without Hypixel 5, which is why I have gold and iron in it where diamonds was, but we're going to redo this with Hypixel 5 this time. So as I said, Hypixel 5 is another add-on. You can make sure to add it on to your server. As I said, if you want Hypixel 5 to work, you have to use 1.16.5, which has Java 11, and then Vi version to connect newest versions. Vi version and Vi backwards to connect newest versions back. But so assuming that you've got that all working, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up shops. So here we're going to do generators. So we're going to do BW admin, and this is our lighthouse map. Lighthouse, spawner, add, and we're going to do iron. And then I'm going to shift over just a tiny bit, so I'm going to go right over here, and then I'm going to go for gold. And there we go. So I've got that. So now I'm going to go to the next place over and do it here. And when you're doing this, if you don't see, so if I go into my tab menu here, say I take up this, you can see I have diamond, emerald, gold, and iron. If you don't see diamond and emerald, then your Hypixel 5 either is not installed or failed to install. Alright, so there we go. We now have all of our generators done. So the last thing we are going to have to do is to come in here and set up some shops. Alright, so if you do not have SBA installed, you're going to do this, and this is the team upgrade side, so I'm going to do shops over here. We're going to do /BW, as always, admin, lighthouse, store, add, and then whatever you want it to be called, and there's all sorts of different ones, and then you would just click enter. If you are doing this on SBA, you're going to want to use this command, which is very similar, except here you're going to add, and you want to whatever the name you want to be, so we're going to call it store, and then you want it to say which YML file to pull from. So you want it shop.yml, and make sure to change where I have map name. I copied it from the wiki real quick to your map name, and then hit enter. Now, if you're going to be doing team upgrades, you're going to go over here, and you're going to do the same thing right here. You want this to say team upgrades, just like that. And, oh, I'm sorry, this is not team upgrades. This is upgrades shop. Capitalized like this is very important in order for it to read the file. You're going to hit enter. And there you go. So that is how pretty much you're going to set that up. Once you're done and you want to play it, you're going to do /BW admin lighthouse, or the name of your map, and you're going to save. And you're going to click enter. This game has been successfully saved and is running. So now, if I do /BW join lighthouse, there we go. Alright, so there we go. That is how to install and use Bedwars. If you have any questions about anything I went over in the video today, please make sure to leave a comment down below or join the Discord and put up a question there. I'll be more than happy to respond and help you out if you need any help, because I'm dedicated to making sure that all of this works out for you guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another server tutorial. Peace out.